Hello everyone. In this lecture we will discuss about pointer and function. Previously we have discussed about pointers as well as functions. Today we will discuss pointer and function. The arguments in the to the functions can be passed in two ways. How the arguments can be passed? There are two different methods. One is, as you know, one method is call by value. We have already used this method. We are passing the values in the function call, and the second one is call by a reference. Will pass the addresses. So these are the two methods where the arguments to the function can be passed. So you can also say these are the call by value and call by reference. We will discuss call by value and call by reference. Now in the call by value, only the values of the arguments are sent to the function, while in call by reference, addresses of the arguments are sent to the function. In call by value, any changes made to the formal argument, the formal arguments are in the function definition part. So any changes made to the formal argument does not change the actual arguments. The actual arguments are in the function call. In the call by reference method, any changes made to the formal argument, that is in the definition part, change the actual arguments also. So you must know the basic difference between call by value and call by reference. In call by value, only the values of the arguments are sent to the function, while in the call by reference, addresses of the arguments are sent to the function. So first we will discuss call by value. So by taking one example, you can understand how the values are passed. Maybe we have already used this method in function. So this is one example. I am writing one example from main function. I am omitting the function declaration part, writing from the main function. I will take two variables, integer a. I have assigned one value is 5, another variable b, assigned the value as 8. Now I will call the function by passing the values. Before that I will print the values here. So I will take two printf statements. One for, this is for before function call a is equal to how much, will print. In another statement will print b value before function call. Till now we have not called the function. Call b is equal to percentage d b, will print these two values. Now we'll take one function named as suppose value, and we'll pass the values. We are using the call by value method. We'll pass the values. Now the variables are a and b. We are directly passing the variables with two arguments. Now after function call, we'll check whether that there is any changes to this variable or not. We'll check that one by printing the values. Now after function call, now we'll check what is the value of a. So So a is equal to percentage d. Now after function call, we'll check the value of b. B is equal to how much? I will check. Now this is the main function part. We'll close the curly bracket. Now we'll go to the definition part of the program. Now in the definition part, the function name is value. I have not taken any return type. Directly I am writing the function name. So you can take the return type as void. So value, I will take two variables, integer x, another variable is integer y. These are the formal arguments, these are the actual arguments. In the function call, we are using the actual arguments. These are the formal arguments. So I have already told, in call by value, any changes made to the formal arguments, does not change the actual arguments. These arguments are different than these arguments. A and B are different than x and y. Now we'll complete the definition part. In the definition part, we'll increment the value. We'll check whether the values are changing or not. So I'm incrementing by 1 x plus plus and similarly y plus plus, and we'll print the values of x and y to check whether their values are changing after the function call or not. Now I am printing the values, printf. Now statement will be function changes are percentage d. I am printing two variables x and y, percentage d x comma y. Now this is the program where we are passing the values here. Now for this program, the output will be, before the function call, we have taken before the function call the value of a, before the function call value of b will be printed. So the output will be, so I am printing the output here, before function call a is equal to how much? That is 5. Now the second statement will be before function call b is equal to how much? That is 8. Now the function will be called, the control will pass to the definition part. In the definition part, the values will be incremented and that will be printed. Now here 5 and 8, that will be passed as the actual arguments. Now x and y will be assigned as 5 and 8, and 5 and 8 will be incremented. That means x and y will be incremented, and that will be incremented by 1 and 1. So the value will be 6 and 9. Now this statement will be printed. Now after printing, the value will be printf, the output will be function changes are, the value will be 6 and 9. Okay, now the control will back to the main function again. Now the output will be, again there will be two lines. The output will be after function call a value will be how much? Now see here, a value is different than x and x value, and b value is different than y value. Now we have passed the actual arguments, and 5 and 8, these will be assigned to x and y, and these will be incremented, and that does not change the actual arguments. Actual arguments are different, formal arguments are different. Now here after the function call, this statement will again the print the value of a. Now the value of a will be 5. So a and b, these are the different memory locations, and x and y, these are the different memory locations. Now after function call, a value will be is equal to again 5. Like that, the last statement, after function call, b value is equal to 8. There is no changes of the value of a and b. So this is by using call by value. Now we can see by drawing the diagrams or drawing the memory locations of the variables a and b, and as well as x and y. We'll check that one. Before execution of function, now this is the main function part and this is the definition part. This is main function, this is the function named as value. I have taken the function name as value. Now there are two variables, these are the two memory locations a and b. In the function definition part, we have taken two variables, one is x, another one is y. Okay, for a there will be one address that will be suppose 2000, and here there will be another address that is suppose 2002. Here in function call by value method, there is no need of use of the address locations. Similarly, x having one address location, suppose that is 5000, and y having some address location that is 5002. We have assigned a value as 5 and b value as 8. So these are the two different memory locations than x and y, and these values are assigned while calling the function. You can see here, while calling the function, this a and b value, that is as 5 and 8, these will be assigned to x and y. Now these are 5 and 8, this will be assigned to x, this is 5 and this is 8. Now this is before execution of the function, the value will be assigned. Now after incrementing, there will be one statement, there are two statements, x and y. X value will be incremented and y value will be incremented by 1. Now after incrementing, we'll check how the memory locations or the value, how the values will be changed. Now after incrementing, x and y. Now you can see, again we'll draw the diagram like this is for main function and this will be for value or the definition part. Function name is value. Here the other two memory location, a value as same as the previous one, a is equal to 5, b is equal to 8, and here after incrementing the x value and the y value, that will be incremented, not a and b value. Now after incrementing x and y value, that value will be how much? That will be 6 and this will be 9. Now there is no changes in the variable a and b. So these two variables are different than these two variables. We are calling by passing the values here. This is called by value. Now we'll check the call by reference method. In call by reference, In call by reference, we are passing, or the addresses of arguments are sent to the function. Here we are passing the values. We are passing the values to this function. But in case of call by reference, addresses of arguments, the addresses will be the arguments. Addresses of arguments are sent to the function. That means any changes, so there will be link between these two variables. So any changes made to the formal arguments change the actual arguments also. Any changes to the formal arguments, any changes done here, that will change the actual arguments, because there is a link, there is a pointer. So there will be the use of pointer, or there will be the use of addresses. So we'll check, we'll pass the addresses of variables as argument to the function. So to accept the addresses inside the function, we need pointer variables. How the addresses will be assigned in the variables? By the pointer. So we need to use the pointer variables. So again we'll write the same program, but that will be in a different way. We'll write call by reference. So first I am writing call by reference. And the program will be similar with the same main function. Okay. After that there will be two variables, integer a is equal to 5, b is equal to, suppose that is 8. Now we will print the values of a and b. I will print the values of a and b before the function call. So printf before function call, a and b are %d, %d. I am writing a comma b. In a single line I am printing a and b values. Now I will call the function. Suppose the function name is ref, or reference function, ref. Here the arguments will be the addresses, or the arguments will be the references, or here that will be the addresses. We are not calling by the values, where the values will be a and b. We are not calling through the values, we are calling through the addresses. So as you know, the addresses will be, addresses of a and b will be ampersand. This is the address symbol, address of a, this is one argument, another argument will be address of b, this is ampersand of b. Now after that I will again check the values of a and b. After function call, a and b will check the values of a and b is equal to %d, then a and b values will be checked. So this is all about the calling function. In the called function, that means in the definition part, we'll check the, here the addresses. To accept the addresses, here the addresses are the arguments. To accept the addresses, the function, or we need the pointer variables. To accept these arguments, we need the pointer variables. So we need to declare the variables as pointer, like integer star p, and another pointer is suppose integer star q. So these addresses will be assigned to these pointer variables. That means this pointer will point to this variable A. So there will be a link between P and A, Q and B. Now we'll again use the same method. We'll increment the values. How that will be incremented? Because we have accepted all these P and Q, they have accepted the addresses. They have been assigned with the addresses. So how that can be accessed? That can be accessed using the indirection operator. That can be accepted using the indirection operator. Or A and B can be accepted, or A and B can be accessed by the indirection operator. So star P is the indirection operator, star P. While you'll write star P means that is value at address P. Similarly, star Q means value at the address Q. Value at the address P is how much? 5. Value at the address Q is how much? 8. And here we'll increment the values by 1. This star and this star, this is different. This star is used to declare the pointer variable. This is also used to declare the pointer variable Q. Now this star used here in the statements, these are indirection operator to accept the values of A. And here star Q is used to accept or to access the values of B. Now we'll print the values of A and B by indirection operator. So function changes %d by writing the star P or indirection operator star P comma star Q. Now we'll check how this will be executed. Now the output will be how much? Here the output will be, we'll check the output now. Now before the function call, A and B value will be how much? That will be simply printed 5 and 8. So before function call, A and B are how much? 5 and 8. Now the function will be called. Now the addresses will be assigned to this variable or this pointer variable. This address will be assigned to this pointer variable Q. Now by using the indirection operator here, we are incrementing the values. That means value at the address P. That means we can write star P means 5. Star P means 5. Value at the address P, and star Q means 8, and that will be incremented by 1 and 1. So now function changes, this statement will be printed, value will be 6 and 9. Now after the function call, again the control will back to the main function. In the main function, now the values, because there will be a single A and B value, A and B value are changed. Now the same value will be assigned. That means the value will be changed. That will be 6 and 9. After function call, A and B is equal to how much? 6 and 9. Because we are using the same variables A and B, so the value will be changed to 6 and 9. Now we will better understand by using the diagrams. So in the diagram, we can draw the memory locations. Before the execution of the function, see here, before execution of function. Now again we'll draw that same diagram. This is main function part, this is the definition part. Function name is ref, this is main function. Now we have taken two variables here. This is variable is a and this variable is b, and values we have assigned as 5 and 8. So here we have taken, in the function definition part, we have taken two pointer variables, that is p and this is q. So there is some address for this variable. Suppose the address is 2000 and this address location for b is 2002. As you can see in the program, address of a is assigned to pointer p, address of b is assigned to pointer q. So you can see here, address of a, that is 2000, is assigned to pointer p. So here this is the address. That means there is a pointer to this variable. P is a pointer that holds the address of variable a. Similarly, q is another pointer that holds the address of variable b. Variable b, or the address of variable b, is 2002. So this holds 2002. That means there is a pointer from q to b. Now this is before the execution of function. Only we have assigned the addresses to these two pointers p and q. Now after incrementing star p and star q, now we'll check. After incrementing star p and star q, that means using the indirection operator, we are accessing the values of a and p. This star p or indirection operator p means value at address p. Value at address p is incremented and value at address q is incremented. And now we'll check by drawing the diagram. Now these are the two variables a and b. These are the two pointer variables p and q. Now as you know, p holds the address of a, the address is 2000. P holds the address, that is 2000. Similarly q holds the address of b. So the address is 2002, the same one. This holds 2002. That means there is a pointer here. There is a pointer here. Now when we are using star p means value at the address p. That means I am writing here star p, we are incrementing the values by 1. You can see the program here, star p plus plus, we are again incrementing star q plus plus. We are using the indirection operator. So star p plus plus means, star p means value at the address p. Value at the address p, value at the address p is how much? 5. Value at the address q, address of q is 2000. Value at the address is 8. Value at the address p is 5. That value will be incremented. Now here 5 will be incremented by 1, that will be how much? 6. Now which value will be changed? These a and b values, variable value will be changed. Now similarly for q, star q plus plus, that value will be incremented, that will be how much? Sorry, that will be 8 plus plus, that value will be 9. Now this a and b value will be incremented. that will be 6 and this will be 9. There is no different variables here, we are only using the pointers. In the previous case there are A and B as well as P and Q. These are the 4 different memory locations. There will be 4 different memory locations. You can see for call by value there will be A, B, X and Y. These are the 4 different memory locations for 4 different variables. But for this case A and B values will be incremented indirectly by using the addresses. The function here, the function reference, this is function reference, this is main function. Function reference knew the addresses. Function reference knew the addresses of A and B, so it was able to access them indirectly. But in previous case P and Q, in call by value, the value function does not know the addresses. So this is all about call by reference.